agenda. Sheila would like to go to closed door. So, let's start with number 6. This is a liquor license. Is this one of the new restaurants at the mall? I think that's funny. Resort liquor license. Okay, mall is our new resort.
Is there a difference? I mean, what's the difference?
Yeah, it must be a little bit different. I'm not quite sure of the particulars, because it was my understanding the state took over all the liquor license, but evidently not when it's a resort economic development. It's the exception to the rule. The only thing I can think of is they're going to have some kind of games and stuff in there, so they are going to have entertainment and outdoor seating. So
Didn't it have
That might include being able to serve outside or something.
Yeah, that's
but they had a liquor license there before.
Question about it actually.
You did? Okay.
The attorney for the business, is it Howard and Howard?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I just wanted to just ask a question as far as Howard and Howard representing us and also them. That doesn't, is it the penny administration that it's not a conflict, or is that okay?
I think it's fine.
Fine. Okay. Just want to make sure.
You say so.
I'll take that word for it.
Writing that down, Laura.
Okay, items 7 and 8 are for Mr. Baum. It's easier than messing up.
Let's go last, yeah.
Did you have any questions? 7 is the renewal of the agreement with Hennessey Engineering. And 8 is to accept the, to sign a purchase agreement on a piece of property being sold that will be put in the neighborhood stabilization program.
So for 7, is that something that will be bid out next year after it expires? Okay.
The original contract was 2 years ago with 2 one-year options to renew with both parties agreeing.
Okay.
And obviously your approval.
Right.
So next year we'll have to be bid out.
Number 8, is that the same one that somebody had asked about before?
Not sure.
When it was heading up to their property or something, like they just...
Looks like it's going off their back.
Quite sure that original property was a home Taylor acquired in a dollar program probably 8 years ago for the NSP program. That's why the proceeds have to go to NSP. But it's a 40-foot lot, and she's actually offered twice of what we usually take. So.
Does she know that?
She must want it.
Number 9.
And they would take the taxes for that. That's still
Oh, okay.
The taxes would be, that would go into.
Yeah, that would.
Just go on the property
yes.
tax.
So for the city-owned vacant land, how many lots does the city own as far as like that description?
Well, I know NSP because I'm in charge to make sure those are cut. We're down to about 8 or 9
8 or 9?
big lots, but that's not City of Taylor owned. That's just
Right.
NSP. That would probably be a better question for Jamie.
Okay. Now, is there any type of program that we have out there that is actively seeking folks to buy these parcels, or maybe neighbors that are adjacent to the properties to offer them up for sale to those?
Yeah, actually, it's Jerry, Marky, and myself kind of pitched that, and hasn't gone anywhere yet, but that is something that we've been looking into.
You know, I would imagine that I'm sure someone would be interested in a
Kind of like
parcel.
Detroit did, they had an open house.
Yeah,
where
they had
people came in
the
on.
side lot program.
Yeah.
I think they were talking about putting that on the new website, you know, a
Yeah,
list
we,
of all of our vacant
Yes,
properties.
we're going to include that in a new website where you can see all our vacant properties.
Right.
But I believe what Councilman Garza is talking about is going out to see if neighbors want to split
Sure.
that.
Oh, absolutely, they should
Or-
have first choice.
Yeah, because I think there'd be some interest there.
Detroit had a very successful open house where people came and bid on vacant lots.
Right.
You know, about 15 years ago, Wyandotte, they went through and their vacant properties and they sold them at a really reasonable rate.
Right.
And they filled in a lot with new construction.
Yeah.
Not only that, it reduces our cost of grass cutting, liability.
I would rather see a house built there, unless it's a lot that can't be built on.
Which these are, yeah. The ones that we sell for
They're
1,000, those are
for
unbuildable
Which if they
lots.
can fence
Take the
them in and
maintenance
just
over.
make a,
Yeah.
you know.
They can fence them in, what can they do, Jerry? They can build a shed. I
You
mean,
can put a garage on it.
Garage.
So,
And then the next one is, removing $1,404 in court citation, for Mary.
what is,
Mary.
Well, I'm Mary, not for, oh, for Mary.
That's Mary.
Sorry.
This is Mr.
I
Beck.
guess that was the reason behind this one.
What was it? It's tickets.
I think this might be falling in that group that they probably didn't live there. Remember we talked about where?
When, from the court. when-
Yeah, yeah, they weren't the homeowner when the citation.
Is that what you
I
know?
don't know, that's what I was
There's
gonna
no
ask.
reason. on
Right, there
this
is.
letter. Yeah, Mary.
Yeah, and Chair, I know the resident over there was cited for junk and debris, and Dave Greco was involved, and there was a citation, and from what I hear, he cleaned it off, and the fine was forgiven, I'm told, if he abided by that in a certain amount of days, so.
Have you had any action yet on those ones from the court that kind of got missed for a while?
We have, Madam Chair. In fact, that's a new agenda item we sent to Councilwoman Cron, and copied the rest of the council. I'm not sure if you were copied on it or not, but there's eight parcels are being requested to be removed per Dave Greco's guidance.
I got
The
seven,
one that you wanted to.
for
the last
McGuire
agenda
and,
item?
Correct, yeah, the 7 is what is being brought forward to council.
Okay.
This one here. Yeah.
these are part of that court? Or,
The Mary Street is not, Mary Street is separate from the court.
okay.
So the one on Mary Street was a request by
The new owner?
an agreement between county prosecutor and the courts to, because they cleaned it up, they were forgiving those charges on Mary Street.
I think when we get these, it would be nice to know the why, because some of them are based on the law and we're required to, and the ones that we're agreeable to, whether it's the judge, they were forgiven in court or the prosecutor waived them, this document doesn't tell me that, so it'd be nice to
We
differentiate
did
why
get
we're
all
waiving.
this is back up, and Susie and I just decided we'd talk about it rather than, but if you'd like to see this.
No, I
This
just
is
think,
all-
I
just
think
tack copy
in
the
the
tax
action
bills.
required, it could say,
I
per
agree.
court case, per Dave Greco, per state law.
Arrangement.
And we're knowing what we're obligated to do versus what we're being asked to do because of
Right.
somebody else's agreement.
Right, and I think that should be an explanation here somewhere. I mean, I haven't heard one yet, so.
Because
I'm
the
not sure
email
if we
basically
expect
says it's going to court tomorrow, so the
Yeah.
request to waive is being made before it even ended up in court. So
Right.
it would seem that we knew what direction we wanted, but that's not what's in front of us. So I don't have a problem if there was an agreement made. I just think we should know why we're being
Right.
asked to take the action we're taking.
I agree.
And if good, Madam Chair, to council's point, I agree. The direction that on the Mary Street is a correspondence between the court and to my office to remove those charges without any further explanation. So my error was not pushing them for a further reason why they wanted it removed. The balance of them, we do have a good, they say more of a comment on the bottom why they are being requested to be removed. The Mary Street, I will get an answer for you.
If you don't mind, I would just think, I was gonna say we could vote on these as a consent agenda for tomorrow night, rather than going through each one, or would you rather go
On the
through?
one, on this open business one, you mean?
Yeah.
So, 1 through 7?
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
All right.
So are these the ones that are going to demo?
No, the one through, if I could, Madam Chair, the new agenda item are the 7 properties that the court put on the tax bill. The charges from the courts were prior to the current owner buying those properties.
Right.
So the homeowner proved to the county prosecutor they were not the owner at that time, and the prosecutor agreed to remove those additional
Okay.
court citations.
This is the first step, hopefully after many more.
So shall we go on to number 10? This is a motion to transfer the ownership of the alleyway, Taylor Exchange. Is that the one that is right on Telegraph and they were gonna resell Walmart and West